If there's something you keep almost doing and then backing away from, something that makes your stomach drop and your mind list every reason to wait, I want you to consider this. You're not afraid in the way you think. You're standing at the edge of your own growth. That fear isn't a wall warning you to turn back. It's a doorway, marking the exact place you need to walk through. We've been taught to read fear as a stop sign. Feel the dread, avoid the thing, stay safe. And for genuine danger, that's perfect. That's the system working. But somewhere along the way, we started applying that same logic to every kind of fear, including the kind that shows up not because something will hurt us, but because something will change us. And so we spend years backing away from the exact experiences that would have grown us the most. But here's the image I want you to carry. Think about a doorway in a dark house. You're moving from a room you know into a room you don't, and the threshold, the doorframe itself, is the darkest point of the whole journey. The light from behind you doesn't reach it. The light from the room ahead hasn't found you yet. So right at the doorway, right at the moment of crossing, you feel the most blind and the most exposed. And it would be so easy to read that darkness as a sign that the new room is dangerous, when really, the dark is just the doorway. Take one more step, and the light of the next room reaches you. But you have to cross the frame to get there. Fear lives in the doorframe. It clusters thickest at the threshold of everything that matters. The conversation you need to have, the work you want to make, the leap you keep circling. The dread isn't telling you the next room will destroy you. It's telling you that you're at the edge of who you currently are, about to become someone slightly larger. The fear marks the door. It doesn't bar it. Let me tell you about someone. I'll call him Daniel. Daniel had spent years with a dream he never moved on, a particular kind of work he wanted to make, and every time he got close to actually beginning, a wave of fear would rise up so convincingly that he'd find a reason to wait. Not yet, not ready, maybe next year. And he genuinely believed the fear was wisdom, that it was protecting him from a mistake, when in truth, it was just guarding the doorway to the only thing he actually wanted. What kept him stuck was a quiet misreading. He thought brave people don't feel the fear, that the absence of dread was the green light he was waiting for. So he waited for a calm that was never going to come, because the calm lives on the other side of the door, not in front of it. He kept standing in the dark of the frame, waiting for the threshold to feel safe before he'd cross it, which is exactly the one thing a threshold will never do. The change for Daniel came when he flipped the meaning of the feeling. He stopped treating fear as evidence that he shouldn't, and started treating it as confirmation that he was finally near something that mattered. The dread became a compass instead of a barricade. He started walking toward the things that scared him in that particular way, and on the other side of each doorway, without fail, was a slightly bigger version of himself, standing in a room he could never have seen from where he'd been hiding. There's real science under this. Neuroscientists have shown that the bodily signature of fear, the racing heart, the tight chest, the surge of adrenaline, is almost identical to the signature of excitement. Same arousal, same chemistry. The only difference is the story your mind wraps around it. In studies, people who relabeled their anxiety as excitement, who literally told themselves, "I am excited rather than I am scared," performed measurably better at the very tasks that frightened them. The feeling didn't change. The meaning did, and the meaning was everything. So if you've been reading your fear as a stop sign, here are 3 things I want you to understand. First, growth fear and danger. Fear are different signals wearing the same clothes. Danger fear says this could harm you. Growth fear says this could change you. They feel nearly identical in the body, but they point in opposite directions. Learn to ask which one you're feeling, and you'll stop fleeing the doorways that were meant for you. Second, the calm you're waiting for lives on the far side of the door. You will not feel ready before you cross. Readiness isn't the price of admission to the next room, it's the reward for entering it. Stop waiting for the threshold to feel safe. It won't. Cross it anyway, and the safety arrives after. Third, the size of the fear often matches the size of the growth. The doorways that scare you most tend to be the ones that lead to the biggest rooms. That trembling you feel near a particular dream is not a warning to retreat. It's a measure of how much you'd become by walking through. The fear is taking the measure of your growth. So I want you to stop reading the dread as a reason to wait. Stop standing in the dark of the doorframe, hoping it'll brighten before you move. You were never simply afraid. You were standing at the edge of growth, which is exactly where every larger life begins. The philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson once wrote that always do what you are afraid to do. So when you feel that particular fear rise, the one that comes not from danger but from possibility, Don't back away from the frame. Recognize it for what it is. A doorway, lit on the far side, waiting for you to cross. You're not afraid. You're at the edge of growth, so take the step. The next room is yours.